Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the new Pokemon games, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield versions, coming to the Nintendo Switch later this year. You guys said you wanted to hear my theory, but before we get started, I must explain where I got the information which allowed me to come to such conclusions, and one need not look further than 4chan. So I know a lot of you are probably looking at this, rolling your eyes, probably being all like, Chad, it's 4chan. It's probably just some stupid ass rumor trying to pass itself off as legitimate. And while that is 100% possible, there are a couple reasons why I feel these rumors actually carry some weight. And obviously, keep in mind that none of the information in this video is 100% confirmed, so please take everything in this video with a grain of salt. If we take a look at the first rumor I would like to show you in this video, you'll notice something pretty interesting from the get-go. This rumor came out almost a week before the games were revealed, and yet it actually got the titles of the games correct. Not only that, it also got the setting or the region of the game correct as well. Continuing on, it says that the legendary Pokemon, presumably the box legendaries, are a metal snake and a wooden horse. The armored evolutions are a new gimmick. There are new armored forms for Charizard, Mewtwo, Flygon, and Zeraora, to name a few. As if Charizard and Mewtwo need any more fucking forms. But it's actually quite interesting that they mentioned Flygon. And a little bit later in this video, we'll discuss Mega Evolutions and the Kalos region and possible implications Gen 6 might have on Pokemon Sword and Shield. Another interesting rumor that I would like to discuss with you is a rumor that dates back almost an entire year before Pokemon Sword and Shield were announced. Now take this one with several grains of salt, however, because some of the information in this second rumor we can now actually confirm is false after watching the latest Pokemon Direct, as well as the trailer for Pokemon Sword and Shield. I still think it's worth talking about because, interestingly enough, this rumor also got the titles of the games correct as well as the setting for the region. And keep in mind, this rumor is from over a year ago. This rumor goes on to talk about how there are no gyms and you challenge lords instead of gym leaders and get medals, which are essentially badges. Now obviously we know that this is false because in the latest Pokemon Direct they literally stated that gyms are back. And on Twitter, the Pokemon Company tweeted something interesting recently. They tweeted something about gym masters, which could just be another way of saying gym leader, but interestingly enough, they actually deleted the tweet soon after. This rumor continues that the Elite Four equivalent are Noble Knights, and the champion is different depending on the version you play. The champion is a female in Pokemon Sword and a male in Pokemon Shield, so I mean obviously we can't really prove or disprove that. The region is big like DQ8, and honestly I'm not sure what DQ8 is. But the games do not reward you for exploration besides the occasional unimpressive item ball find, which sounds kind of lame, honestly. Some Pokemon get new forms called Sword and Shield forms. The starters are the only mons who get both Sword and Shield forms. They are aiming for a November release, but could be pushed back to spring 2019, which honestly I'm kind of unsure about because they never said the games were pushed back. They basically just said it's going to be late 2019, and also Pokemon Let's Go is in development at the same time as Pokemon Sword and Shield, so I'm not really sure on this one. The rumor also states that everyone at Gamefreak is overworked and stressed, and that Gamefreak was not ready or prepared enough to make the leap to HD development, as they should have been. And lastly, the evil team is a thieves guild, and the goal is money and power, and they are less obnoxious than recent teams. So if that's true, that'll be pretty nice. Well, that certainly was a handful of information, and I hope I haven't lost you guys yet. So as you guys know by now, the Galar region, which Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield take place, are based off the UK, while in Gen 6 the region Kalos is based off France. Both of these countries in the real world have a history of warfare, and I think it could easily translate into the Pokemon universe as well. I personally think that the Galar region was the other region fighting against Kalos in the Great Kalos War 3,000 years ago. In the real world, the UK is just above France. On Reddit, a user by the name of Nuovale or something like that, sorry if I butchered that, they actually created a mock map of the Galar region and the Kalos region where they put Galar on top of Kalos, and oddly enough, the region's borders seem like they line up relatively well. There's an area towards the bottom of Galar and the northeast of Kalos where it appears like both regions could actually be connected. This kind of supports a theory that many people have had that we might travel back to Kalos in Pokemon Sword and Shield. And as you guys know, in Kalos, I believe there's like I think in Corway Town there's like an unused train station or something. Could this train station actually take us back and forth between Kalos and Galar? Now, let's talk about those armored evolutions or armored forms that everybody seems to be talking about these days. Gamefreak recently trademarked Armored Mewtwo. However, we don't know if this is something related to the Pokemon anime, the Pokemon video games, a movie, or the trading card game. And Armored Mewtwo has also been shown in the early episodes of the Pokemon anime. I believe Giovanni gave Mewtwo armor to enhance its psychic abilities. And this could be the perfect time to bring this type of thing into the video games as well. As I said before, it's interesting that the author of Rumor 1 named Flygon out of all Mons as a candidate for a new form, as Flygon was originally supposed to have a Mega Evolution in Gen 6, but they scrapped it because they couldn't come up with a solid idea for the design of it. So it seems quite reasonable that they would revisit the idea of giving Flygon a new form eventually, especially a game so well connected to Kalos, the literal home of Mega Evolution. Side note, do you guys remember those old rumors about Pokemon Plus and Minus and how they were supposed to be based on the idea of innovation versus tradition? Well, I kind of think that's what we're seeing here. If you think about it, Kalos and Mega Evolution could be seen as traditional, whereas on the opposite side of the coin, Galar with its big industrial city aesthetic could be seen as more innovation based. I have this theory that these armored evolutions, or armored forms, are just Galar's way of keeping up with the Kalos' Mega Evolutions. Because think about it. Kalos is where Mega Evolution originated. When a Pokemon Mega Evolves, its power grows immensely compared to its base form. If Kalos is using Mega Evolution in the Kalos War, Galar would have to come up with something to fight back with, otherwise they would not stand a chance. A lot of these rumors are also talking about how Meltan and Melmetal will be key to these new forms in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. It's interesting if you take a look at Melmetal's Dex entry in Pokemon Let's Go. It states, for some reason this Pokemon came back to life after 3,000 years. Well, guess what else happened 3,000 years ago? That's right, the Kalos War. I believe that Melmetal is also the legendary etched into the hillside shown in the Pokemon Sword and Shield trailer, but in some kind of new form. If you look closely, the head of whatever Mon this is supposed to be, it kind of looks similar to that of Meltan and Melmetal. And if you look below at its feet, you'll see these little creatures which kind of slightly resemble Meltan, at least in my opinion. I wholeheartedly believe that this armored evolution or armored form is essentially Galar's version of Mega Evolution, but slightly different, and I think somehow Meltan or Melmetal are somehow woven into the story. They have to be involved in this somehow, because they can like create different metals, and it just screams this whole armored evolution thing. The only question I have is, how would this work? Will it be like Mega Evolution where you just hit a button in battle and it changes forms before you attack? Or will this transformation take place before the battle? Will it show up on like Team Preview? Will these new forms simply just power up the Pokemon stats like Mega Evolution? Or will it do something totally different, like change its ability or its typing, etc.? Unfortunately though, we won't have these answers for a while. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and got something out of it. Feel free to leave your thoughts or criticisms in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content from me, please leave a like on this video as it does help out the channel. Subscribe and ring my bell so you never miss an upload in the future. I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I love you all, and toodles.